Hello? Yeah, NVIDIA broadcast had gone away. Not this anymore. Only when I work over there. I'm running on this. Yeah, it just decided that it wasn't going to. I mean, it sucks a whole lot of resource, eh? Sucking my computer dry. um, just have to reset this. There we go. I feel like you being you're into software development, aren't you, Xeon? I feel like maybe you might sort of see me appreciate some of the coding stuff I've been doing. It's pretty low level, easy stuff, but I find it interesting. Software development. You do a bit of coding, don't you? Sounds like I'm mumbling. Oh, yeah. It could be NVIDIA Broadcast being. I just upgraded it just before the last stream, actually. Just is it getting any better, or because it is using AI on the graphics card, right? And I wonder whether over a little bit of time it sort of trains itself on my voice or something. I don't know. But maybe I need to talk more directly into the microphone. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Yeah, might be. I might just have to crank it a little bit, eh? How about I just don't. Let me know if it starts to clip. Yeah. What languages did you use, by the way? I'm no programmer. I toy around with a bit. I've done a tiny little bit of Python. I've done a bit of BASIC, and I've done a little bit of machine code assembly. But yeah, I've been messing around with assembly. I've been going through a few books and I'm still at the really basic point where I'm just still adding stuff, adding 2 8-bit numbers and maybe doing a carry for a 16-bit number, things like that. It's pretty low level, but I've been spending most of my time looking for an assembler that I like, and there are easier ways of doing it than the way I'm doing it, with emulators and things like that. But I'm kind of just looking for that old school experience and using the Spectrum, and I do have some bits and pieces that would be probably quite appreciated back in the day. They were available back in the day, apart from not so much the micro drive that is basically solid state, but people had micro drives back then, so effectively this is just emulating a real micro drive. There's a real micro drive sitting next to it, which works perfectly fine. And not everyone would have had the multi-face with the big red button, but it makes things a little bit more Uh, a little, I was going to say a little bit more, less painful. Yeah. But man, yesterday I spent, I don't know, 3 hours trying to get an assembler to play the game. It was working. It's just that the manual's so bad that it doesn't actually show you how to enter a line and then go down to the next line and enter another line of code. You can do it by jankying around with inserting lines and re-editing those, but the manual is so bad, so bad. C64, oh yeah. C64 assembly, yeah. PHP, Visual Basic, VBA, yeah. B.NET, ASP, HTML, strict, oh yeah. Cool. Well, this is a lot lower level than any other, I think you've seen me mess around with it before. But yeah, this manual that came with this, you avoid it. Yeah, I like to do it as a hobby. I like to be able to walk away from it when my brain starts to hurt. I really like being able to do that. Yeah. There is something I don't like about this assembler either, but it's not a deal breaker, I don't think. So I'll just show you the assembler. So this other one I was telling you I had trouble with, the manual, it gets you to load a demonstration program at the start, and that's all well and good. It's got all this demonstration code, and you can navigate around it with the cursor. It shows you how to do all that. So it's basically sort of starting you off like in the editing mode, which is fine. But when you go to add more code, it doesn't actually explain after you've written the line of text, because you'd expect when you get to the end of the line, you hit enter and it goes to the next line, right? Nah, tried everything. Looked up online, there's nothing online. Copilot's completely useless. I mean, any AI in that respect, I think, will be completely useless in that respect, because if the internet doesn't know about it or doesn't have specifics on it, certainly AI is not going to. And it gives you all sorts of feedback which is just completely out of the ballpark. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, that's fine for modern stuff, but for an obscure assembler that hasn't been used in 40 years, you've got the manual, and that's it. You can't ask anyone anything. It's nowhere. I can't find a thing. No YouTube videos, no websites to say, oh yeah, there's a known issue, or, that sort of stuff. Nothing. So you're kind of on your own. God knows how anyone would have dealt with it. I mean, I might be stupid and missing something. I haven't read every single letter of the manual, but I've kind of like read through until I see what might be appropriate. Yeah. Yes, it is. but this assembler seems to be quite good. I'll just load up. There's one thing I really don't like about it. Show you. That's right. And if I did this in an emulator, it'd be a hell of a lot easier, and I probably will. But it's interesting to sort of go through the motions of what people would have had to have put up with back in the day. So that's a little program that basically adds two numbers together. So the org statement is just where the code starts. It starts at 6000H. It's the origin of the code. LD is just load a accumulator with the number 3. Pretty simple, right? Accumulator is, I'm not sure if you know about the registers and whatnot inside the CPU, but on a Z80, 6502, whatever, you have the accumulator that can do the additions and the subtractions. And that's pretty much the only place you can really do it. Yeah, it's pretty low level. Basically, the accumulator is where all the transactions, as say additions and subtractions, happen. So load A with 03 hex is basically putting 3 in the accumulator. It's a little bit like a variable. So you could almost say A equals 3. It's not quite like that, but... And then the next instruction is load B with 5. So that's register B, which is not really related closely to B. It's more closely related to C. BC is a 16-bit register pair. And scapegoat register here. Yeah. So it's almost like let A equals 3, let B equals 5, and then do an add A plus B. It's pretty much, you could look at it that way. So then you got, so loading B with 5, and then add, there is, they've kind of contracted the statement here. Normally it would read add A comma B, which means add to A, B. And so A's got 3 in it. Add to A, B's got 5, equals 8. And then you load an address, that line 40, load an address, so 6010 hex with the contents of A, and return, and that's it. I mean, it's simple, but really, I mean, I did this the other day, I think it was the last stream I did, where I was doing, no, it was stream before that actually, because I played games last time. The stream before that, I think it was, and I did this in basically machine code where this is considered assembly. So there's differences there, and so the ret is just the return from subroutine, and then the end is just a directive for the assembler to say when it's assembling, it's the end of the program. And so at this stage, this is not assembled. It's just a bunch of text in a assembly program, editor, let's say. And so if I want to assemble that, assemble, output it to the screen, and that's the assembled code. And you can see on the left it starts at 6,000. So 3E, I did write this down. Yeah, 3E is basically just that load A, and then the 3 after it, basically it just means load A with whatever's in the code straight after it. So load A with 3, and then 06, 05 is load B, 06 is load B, and 05 is load B with 5. 80 is add A, add to A, B, and 32, 1060 is it's little Indian, so you take the low byte 10 and then the high byte 60 later, and hex, that's the address, and yeah, so load that address with what the contents of A, and then C9's just return and Bob's your uncle. Pretty straightforward. So it's assembled. You know, what I kind of really miss is the ability just to run it from here. It took me a while to work out that you can't just run it from here. It'd be nice if you could. I'm pretty sure there are assemblers that'll let you run the code from here, but effectively, even though I've assembled it, you'll see so the starting address is 6,000 hex. It's basically assembling it as compiling it as such. I think that's how it works. Yeah, so what you've got to do is you've actually got to push that, you know, these hex values into those memory addresses, which it's not at the moment. See, if we go, I've got the monitor loaded as well. So if I exit out of here, in fact, I think I can get straight to the monitor from there. Anyway, so 39470. Better make sure I get that right, otherwise I'll crash the machine on stream. 30479. 30479. This is the monitor, and if we look at memory address 6000, it's empty, and so is 01, blah 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 blah. So it's all empty. It took me a while to work out how to actually pump the information out of the assembler and into the memory locations, and it's a bit unfortunate, but the manual says that the micro drives are supported, but it doesn't work. The save command for the micro drives doesn't work. Should probably write these down. I don't have to keep referring to my notes on the computer. .30479 is the 6073. That's right. So back into the assembler. Continue, we list. And then, so what you have to do is you have to assemble it. And then you have to save it to a tape. Yeah, I have to save it to a tape. Be nice if the micro drives worked. The manual says the micro drive syntax is the same as basic syntax. But if I try it, if I go save star the drive, one. I mean, I can do this in my sleep now in basic, and I just call it test, and I'll save the code. There's two ways you can save stuff. Anyway, if I do that, it won't accept it. It doesn't like the star. Anyway, I can't work that out. It just doesn't work. I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. But anyway, so now I've got the assembled code, right? And, so it's a little bit of a janky way of having to do it, I think. And I'm sure there are probably other pieces of software that would make this easier, but this one is just the way it is. So what we can do is we can just go save to the tape, which is just double quotes. I'll give it a name. Gotta give it a name. I'll call it test. It's boring, isn't it? And if I do C, it tells it to save the assembled code, the machine code, effectively to the tape. So if I do that now, save. Done. And then rewind the tape. Then you go load, probably just double quotes would do, it'll get the first one. And then you have to put code on the end of it. Oh, actually, I think I have to quit out into basic, right? So there's nothing there. And then you go load, double quotes is fine, code. And the code, what the code does is it tells the SPECtember to inject the code into where it belongs at 6,000 hex based on the org statement in the assembler. That's it. I've taken the noise cancellation off so you can hear the SPECtember. So now what that's done is it's put that code into 6,000 hex, and if we look at the monitor, you can see that it's put the code in. So 3E is the load A. The 3 is load A with the number 3, and this is in hex, by the way. And then the 06 is the load B register, and the next line is 05, so load the B register with 5. And then the 80 is the add to A, what's in B. And then the 32 is load an address with the contents of A. So load address 6010, because it's a little Indian, not little Indian. And then there you go, right? And so what it does is it pops the result of 3 plus 5 and that address there, 6010, but you can see there's nothing there because I haven't run the code. So to run the code, you can do it from here. So J is basically jump to instruction 1000 and execute it, and it just does this because yeah, of that return instruction. And then if we go back in, so that's run the code, and then if we go 30479 back into the monitor, and we look at address 6000 again, okay, we can step through it again, blah 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 blah, but we'll see here 6010 has got the answer of the 2-bit addition, the two 8-bit additions. Sorry, the 8-bit addition on two 8-bit numbers, if you know what I mean. And because, and then so that's all well and good, but if you do something like what we can do, instead of going back into the assembler and reassembling, you know, changing the code, reassembling, saving it back to tape, we can actually just change, directly change the memory here. So if we change, let's say we do 10, so 0A is 10 and hex is our first number, and then our second number, let's make it overflow, so we'll do 10 again, so we'll get 20. Oh, we're adding, hang on, sorry. Oh, bugger. What's that going to do? Actually, I think it's the last value I type in. So if we want to make it overflow, if we just do it, whoops, oh crap. Oh Christ, what's that going to do? Break, stop, X. Oh, I've got myself off. Okay. If we've got 10, right, let's make it go, let's say 254, which will be if E is 254, isn't it? If F is 256, wait on, X, F E 254, yeah, because if F is 255, right? So, yeah. So if we add these two together, right, we're going to get an overflow. So 254 plus 10, it's going. We should get a 9, right? Does that sound right? If I run this, oh, I've got 10. Yeah, that's right. I should get 9 is what I'm expecting too. Eight. So we're adding 10. Oh, does it go to 256? I haven't run it yet, have I? Hang on a second. Yes, I did. Let me change. Let me change to something that's going to give us. If I just add 2 to 254 or 3, what do you reckon it's going to get? If I add 3, if I change that to 03. Anyone want to take guesses? let's run it. Rand user 30479 memory 60101. Yeah, so it's working. So I added 3. So you got 254 plus 3, 255, 256, and then 1, because I guess, is it 1 to 256 is 255? Like 0. If you start at 0, go 255, it's 256, 256. That's right, yeah. FF is, if you went from 1 to from 0 to FF, that's 256. But FF is 255. Is that how it works? So that's why we're getting 01. It's an interesting FE, yep. So yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, adding 3, it has to be, it's going to 256 and then rolling over. Yeah, FF is 255, but this is, if you look at how many states an 8-bit number can be, it's 256, because it counts the 0. 0 to 255. Yeah. And so total number 256 wide, and that's why, I mean, you might sort of think, oh, it rolls over at 255, but it doesn't. It rolls over 256. Hence, where 254 plus 3, you know, you might think that that'll give us 2, but it gives us 3. If that makes sense, yeah. It's yeah. And so no, unsigned at this stage. Unsigned. And so what that addition would do is it would have set the carry flag. In fact, if we put what you can do is you can put a break. We can put a break in, and then we can inspect the registers. So we want to put the break in after the add instruction, which is 80. So that's instruction 6004. So I think we can do break 6004. And now, oh shit, what did I do there? Did that work? Three, 2, 10, no. Oh, okay. I cocked something up. How do I do a breakpoint again? I think it's just B. I thought it was B. B. I have to give it. Yeah, I thought I did 6004. Did I? Yeah. Okay, so there's a breakpoint there now. If we look at the code, oh, it's put CD. Oh, I need to go one after it. Okay, we'll remove that. So B600 kind of makes sense. There's the add instruction, and this is the break. So if I run that, And for registers, the carry flag, F, is it? F. How do I inspect the... Whoops, I've done that again. F is 1, 1. I think there's a way to inspect the flags. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that flag will be set. I've actually got a couple of... I've got a Z80 trainer. The nice thing about the trainers is that you can step through the program one step at a time and see the flags and everything in real time. It's pretty handy. I'm not sure on the Z80 one whether you can see the flags in real time. I've got an HP one that does, I think, show you the flags in real time. Let me just have a quick look here. Show Z flags. F is fill a specified area of RAM with a specified byte value. Just display the contents CPU registers. Continue operation of a routine after a breakpoint. Return. No, you can't. Can you view the flags? Well, F is 1, 1. So if you decode that in binary, that's 3, isn't it? But I mean, you know, it's all zeros with 2 1s at the end. And if you look at your Z80 flag configuration, I think find that no, because you're looking at the least. It's a no. If it's F register, it's the flags register. It's an 8-bit number, and it's currently set to 1 1, which is decimal 3. It's binary. Oh, sorry. It's hexadecimal, isn't it? So that's 16. That's 17. 17. You put 1 1 into your hex converter. Yeah, 17 decimal. So whatever 17 decimal looks like in binary, so that'll be 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, won't it? Anyway, this kind of, it gets into the nitty gritty like that. You can see it gets. So I would say the least significant bit of each nibble in the F register is, no, forget F. F is like the variable. F is the flag, is a register. We're looking at 2 1s in hex, which is 17. So, and the least significant digit of each nibble. Yeah. I don't blame you. This stuff, can hurt your brain after a while. Thinking of, there is a flags register. This book's really cool. It looks like a kiddly book, but it's it's full of really good information. It's just, these books are so cool. I love these. I've got a few of these Osborne books. I'll bring it up on the screen for you because it's worth seeing. Got it. So it looks very very kiddified, but it's a good way to learn this stuff if you're into it. Yeah, it goes through right from the word go, basically. It covers Z80 and 6502. So I noticed they didn't use an actual picture of a real spectrum. They used some, I would say, knockoff, a Russian knockoff or something. But it's got the shape of a spectrum. It talks about ROM, address bus. It's there's the RAM. It's really cool. Microprocessor, blah blah blah. It talks about the memory. Addresses. So it sort of teaches you about how to read a memory, what do they call it? Memory diagram. Stacks, hex, so it teaches you about hexadecimal, decimal conversions, binary, all this good stuff. Converting hex addresses, peeking and poking. Pretty much what we've been doing is this poking stuff straight in with that monitor, and poking opcodes and data straight into the memory addresses, which is effectively what this is doing. You can do this with BASIC, but it's just a lot handier with a monitor. Memory map, that's what I was looking for. Memory map. Blah, blah. Inside the CPU. Here we go. Look, there's the registers That's the flags register there. So it's an 8-bit. So A is the accumulator, and it's showing you a big container there that's 8 bits. B and C is a pair, and so you can get a 16-bit number in there. And D and E is another register pair for a 16-bit, and H and L also another. And then you got down the bottom right, program counter, SP is stack pointer, and then you've got a couple of transfer registers, IX and IY. But mainly, I mean, the heavy lifting's done in the A register, the accumulator. But I think that because we've got 1 1 in hex, I think this bit here is set. So bit, let's call that bit 0 and bit 5. I think bit 0 and bit 5 is set. It's 1 1 hex, and this flags register as such. And that's the 6502. It's a bit different. Quite different the way they work. I think for some things the 6502 is actually quicker. So pretty much this is what we've been doing. Load A with a number, add to A a number. That's the thing that this this editor assembler does not support, even though the Z80 supports it, is you can't do this command add A, comma. So basically it's saying add to A number. The assembler doesn't support it. If I went into the monitor and just, you know, put this command in, which is something like 3C or something, I can't remember off the top of my head, and then the number, it'll work, but my assembler doesn't like it. That's one thing I don't like about this assembler. There's other ways around it. To get around that problem there where you can't do this, you have to load like the B register with the number, and then you go add to A comma B, and it adds to A whatever's in B. So it's a little bit of a, you know, if I was to use this assembler, it wouldn't quite be as efficient as it could be. You could probably tidy it up later, but yeah. So I'm sort of working my way through this. I've got other books I'm working through as well. Shows you a hex dump, which is basically what we're looking at. Read your comments there. Two manufacturing companies producing decent stuff at cost with a bit of markup, but looks and feels upmarket. So the markup could be the other churning out Chinese knockoff products, the ones that normally cost at least 5, and hawking them at 10 cents a piece. Subsidizing the second one that is intentionally run at a loss to undercut. Yeah, probably, I don't know. Black text on dark blue. Oh, I don't like that. Finding free RAM. So probably somewhere it will show you. I mean, there are better books than this, like really in depth books that'll probably show you what the flags actually look like. Yeah, it's going through. Oh, here we go. Carry flag. Carry flag is a single bit in the flags register used to indicate whether the answer to a sum is greater than 255. Whenever this happens, the computer automatically puts a 1 in the carry flag. It's called setting the carry flag. So where is the actual carry? Is it going to show us where the carry? It's all good stuff, isn't it? Act with carry 0. See what the actual registers look like. The register, that register looks like. Zero flag must be this left-hand one, yeah. Anyway, that information will be around somewhere. Zero flag. Oh, so that's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 flag. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's this first one or the one next to that carry flag there. Sorry, next to this 0 flag. It's not actually going to show us in detail, is it? But anyway, that's the sort of thing I would look into. Oh, here we go. 0. Oh, carry. Yeah, so carry is the first one, right? Carry flag set to 1 when the answer to the sum will not fit in 1 byte. And guess what? That's what we're seeing, isn't it? If it's changed, hasn't it? Because it was 1, 1, wasn't it? Oh, there it is there, sorry. AF. So A is 0, 1 and F is 1, 1. And so the least significant bit on the least significant nibble is 1, and that is the carry flag. Makes sense, doesn't it? And so the carry flag's been set. So all that just to show you that that's the carry flag set. I didn't say it wasn't going to be dry, this stream. I feel like I need a coffee already. Bloody hell. So that's where I'm up to. And most of my time, I mean, it's been hours to get to this point. It's really just sort of finding an assembler that I'm comfortable with and going through several books, just looking at different ways they're doing additions and whatnot. And so this code here is not as efficient as it could be because of the assembler. So what you should be able to do is you should be able to take, actually if I just clear that, just cleared the breakpoint. I don't know how to add a 16-bit number. How to add a 16-bit number next. I've done it before, but then you run into this issue where you kind of have to check where the overflow stops, because it's all well and good to say, well, if my 8-bit number overflows into the 8th bit, or if we're talking 0 through 7 for an 8-bit number, let's say, the 8th bit is the start of the 16-bit, is the start of the 8-bit chunk of the 16-bit number, if you know what I mean. It's a bit confusing, isn't it? So when you overflow with your 8-bit number, you set the carry flag, and then when you deal with another 8-bit number, which is just an extension to make it a 16-bit number, you bring the carry flag down into the most significant byte, which represents the 16-bit number. And then so the 16-bit portion of your two 8-bit bytes needs to be multiplied by 256, and then you add your least significant byte. And so, but then you go, well, what if it overflows to a 32-bit number? And you have to put all this into your code so that it traps all that stuff. It's not as sort of simple as it sounds, adding. I mean, high-level languages deal with it all for you. But I kind of like seeing how all the gears work, if you know what I mean. And I probably won't get too far with this. I'm having a few look at a few videos on YouTube and whatnot, looking at filling the screen with pixels and changing the colors and things. It's kind of baby steps, really. I think it's pretty, to do stuff in machine code is pretty hard, or assembly is it's not a trivial task. I can bash stuff out in BASIC, but badly. But it'd be even worse if I had to do it in machine code. Probably wouldn't even get there. But so the next progression is subtraction with the borrows. So you got to do the borrowing, and then the next progression is adding 16-bit numbers. So you add register pairs, and then account for overflows. So that's overflowing into a 32-bit number then, isn't it? And then after that is subtraction, 8-bit subtraction, 16-bit subtraction, borrowing. And then the one after that is multiplication. And you'll think, multiplication, there must be a multiply command, right? No, the computer can only add or subtract. So what you have to do with 8-bit, the 8-bit multiplication is interesting because you have to do an addition, and then you do a register shift or a bit shift one way, and then you iterate this 8 times to get your multiplication. So you add bit shift, add, bit shift, add, bit shift, same as what you would virtually if you're multiplying on paper. It's an interesting, I find that one interesting. And then you do division, and then so you've got a lot of that stuff. Once you've got that, I mean, you've got all your arithmetic, pretty much your arithmetic. And I guess if you want to do things like square roots and crap like that, you're going to have to know exactly how square root works, right down at the base, how to actually calculate it. Probably the best way to do it would be just calculate it on paper, figure that out first, and and then you got things like angles, sine and cosine, tangent, all that sort of stuff. It's like, I guess you just build snippets of code and put them together and things work out. But yeah, I find it interesting. It's kind of like, I sort of see it as like working out a puzzle in a way. Challenges, yeah, gets the old grey matter working. I like that. To me, it's kind of like it seems almost like a machine with all its gears and levers and linkages and things like that, but you can't see them. It's like a black box. you turn one thing there and something else turns over here. It's like, well, I have to figure out what's going on inside it, without being able to get inside it. It's a bit like that. But once you sort of understand what's going on with the bits, it becomes more clear. It's kind of cool. I don't think I'll get anywhere near like programming a game or anything like that. I might just sort of play around with it. Because the time involved is substantial. I mean, I've spent hours just to get where I'm at to, working on Spectrum. If I did it in an emulator, I would have been going in like an hour. But sort of just discovering old bloody assemblers and monitor programs and things like that, it's been a bit of a challenge. And then getting au fait with them, and you go like quite a way through getting au fait with it, and you find something will trip you up. You go, oh crap, and there's no information online, and all you've pretty much got is the manual, as I said before. But loading. So this is a little bit inefficient, as said, because of that. You can't just add a number to the accumulator with the bloody assembler. So what you could do in the monitor here is you could actually poke in that command that the assembler won't let you have. You could just poke that in and not bother saving out to like the B register and then adding the A and the B together. You can just do away with that altogether. You load 3 into the accumulator, and then you can just go add to the accumulator 5 job, and then load that result back to an address. Job done. And so it'll save a few bytes of code and a few CPU cycles, but I might use this assembler for some basic stuff, just because I can. And then if I get into anything a little bit more complicated, and I want to speed up my development as such, I'll probably just run it in an emulator. But I do like using the real hardware. I've got this really neat little case for the V drive. It's like it's new old stock, but I think it's a what do they call it? A reproduction. I'll get you a close look. This here. The programming at this stage. We'll get into some games, but so this is these are the micro drives. So that is a original old school micro drive. Yeah, it's a reproduction, I would say. And that's the micro drive cartridge. And that works. It's perfectly reliable. Well, yeah, I've had pretty good run with it actually. I did change the little felts on them, and they're proving to be reliable. There's a few, in quotes, bad sectors on them, but they never get written to. They eventually deteriorate over time, but that's an original Sinclair ZX micro drive. And so this is what they call a V drive, which is a solid state solution. I think I've shown you these before. But yeah, I thought while there's a couple of you watching, I'll peel the plastic. Been waiting to do this. It's like brand new. Like new. Beautiful. So that's not 3D printed. That's bloody injection molded. And it's identical. It's identical. The sun's getting on it there. It's identical. Even down to the feel, you know, of this surface here. It's bloody identical, but it's got V-drive guts in it. And so what I did is previously is I just had the V drive, and I just gutted one of these because I've got quite a few of these micro drives. I gutted one of these, kept all the innards because it's probably still a good drive, and I put the the V drive into that case. But I got this case, and it's a brand spanker. Comes from the guy that sells these, Charlie from V Retro Design, I think is the name of the company. I will just give him a shout out because he's a bloody good bloke. He makes these V drives, and he does Spectra. He does one for the QL as well. I've got the QL one as well. Pretty good. Just grab the website. Oh yeah. He deserves a shout out because he's doing a bloody good job, and he's in Kiwi land, you know. Yeah, V Retro Design. .com. Back on. I'll just show you through this. It's pretty impressive. So if you want retro stuff for a specky, he's the man to see. So he's got V-Drive ZX fully assembled with a cable, that one, which is what I've got now. That's, I think, US dollars, so they're not overly cheap, but if you've got a Spectrum and an Interface 1, it's bloody awesome. And I've got this as well. This is the QL one. I bought the case for this. That's like a 3D printed case, that one. And I bought the VMAP as well, so that's the whole kit. The VMAP allows you to remap the drive, so it's not just drive 1, drive 2. That's pretty cool. There's the internal of the V-Drive ZX there. That's the one I bought originally, and then I got the case. The replica micro drive enclosure is $42. V-Drive ZX. So I'm not quite sure what that VLA1 is. That might be for remapping. It's a ULA replacement for the Spectrum. Several ULA replacements are made for members of Sinclair computer family, as they simply don't make ZX81. Oh, that's a ZX81 ULA. Yeah, so they'll be a proprietary Sinclair, you know. V-Drive, cables, Spectrum ULA replacement with RGB interface and AY emulator. I mean, some of this I might actually have a look at, because the RGB would be handy, because then I could capture it properly instead of through RF. Yeah, so that's to do with sound. I have to look into some of this stuff because some of this could be really handy. And he's really good to deal with. I mean, I had an issue with my QL one, and he just sorted it, no questions asked. So yeah, and then you got QL stuff. I'm not sure what this is here, but I've got these. I've got the drive. There's a power converter there. Chip replacements. So those ULAs and things. Pretty handy. And he's got Amstrad CPC stuff as well. Yeah. Oh, he's suspended shipping to the US. Oh no, that's all that bloody crap with Trump, isn't it? Yeah, NZ Post suspended it till further notice because of the duties and terrible. Yeah, I feel sorry for this guy with this because, well, actually, I'm sort of wondering how much business he would do in the US anyway, because the US, they didn't really have the Spectrum as such. It's quite rare over there. They had this. They had so the Sinclair was sold under the Timex brand over there. So it's Timex Sinclair over there, and I mean the ZX81, the little baby unit, the one before the Spectrum, they hated it anyway. They just called it a toy and hated it. But the thing with it was that you know, it's a British computer, and it was designed for the masses, and it was cheap. And I think the Americans were maybe just a bit spoilt with their Apple IIs. You know, they're horrendously expensive Apple IIs, and they weren't really comparing apples with apples. Did I just say that? They weren't really comparing apples with apples. They were comparing apples with Spectrums and ZX81s. You know, you're talking a $50, well, in America, it could have been even cheaper, like $30 US for a ZX81. $100 for a Spectra, you know, for what they called a Timex 2000 or something, I think they called the Spectrum. And so they ran it down, right? But that's like saying, oh, a Toyota Corolla is a piece of shit compared to a Ferrari, you know? It's not a fair fight. And yeah, and I guess eventually they had their own cheap computers anyway. Commodore, the VIC-20 was cheap as chips, and when the VIC-20 came out. So yeah, I don't think that he's probably missing out that much on that market for the US. So yeah, it is a shame though. I mean, and the other thing is, it's all well and good to have a Spectrum, but you've got to have an interface one. This here, you've got to have one of these to run the micro drives. You can't just plug the micro drive in and away you go. You've got to have that. And so, and they're not that common. These are worth a bit of money now. That's something I really wanted to have a replay with as well, is if you get two of these, which I've got two of these, two speckies, two interface ones, you can network them. So what you can do is you can just pipe your code, like that. I guess you could somehow pipe down a chunk of memory. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. But I guess you could take a chunk of memory and say, I want to start here and end here, and I want to just transfer that chunk into another computer through the network. And then you can just run it straight away on another computer and, see if it works, or troubleshoot it, or bring up a monitor and inspect the code and make sure everything's in place and things like that. I'd quite like to explore that. That would be neat. But you need a bit of room. Got to set up another SPECtrum, and I'd need a splitter. I need to either run one through AV, which I could do. I've got machines that I've converted to composite. So in that case, I could just have because this is through RF, through the old TV aerial, I could have, and then just use my VCR as the switch between the two. And it just means I'd need a bit of room on this desk. There's not really enough room for it. But might be able to squeeze something in and have a wee play. I think that'd be quite cool. And you could develop on one computer and then test on another. And in fact, I think that's what Matt Smith did with Manic Miner, which is probably the flagship game for the SPECtrum. Is he developed, I think, on a system on like a TRS-80. And because it's got the same processor, it's a Z80 processor, you could develop on that. And then I don't know how he transferred between the system, between the TRS-80 and the SPECtrum. Might have been like RS-232 or something like that. That would be really interesting to know how he did that. And then you can just chuck it down to the SPECtrum, run it. If it crashed, it didn't matter. You just carry on. You don't have to reset your computer and reload your tool chain and everything, That's the problem with this at the moment. It's if you really cock it up, it's not going to go well. It'll crash. It could just crash the computer, no keystrokes, nothing will bring it back. In which case you're reloading your tool chain as said, and then reloading your source code, and it's a bit of time. But apparently that monitor that I was running in here, it will never crash no matter what. I think it just traps any crashes, and so that may have been an option as well. But yeah, kind of cool. But what I was going to do is do some gaming. I've got a few games that I've never played, never seen. I have no idea how to play them. Could be a bit of entertainment or not. We'll see. I won't go for I won't subject it to this bloody sunlight. Mini Office. It's a word processor, spreadsheet, and database. Might have a look at that later because it's been dry enough as it is. This is of its time. Area attack. And remember what war was going on in the early 80s? Does that? And they use Harriers, and it looks bloody like Falkland Islands to me. There's no trees. Are there trees there? There's hardly any trees. It looks like the Falkland Islands coastline, and it looks like the, the landscape. There's harriers flying around everywhere. It's 1982. Was that? When was Falklands bloody 81 or something? Too early for the Gulf War. Too early for Gulf War, isn't it? When was Falklands? Was that like 81 or somewhere around there? I remember it as a kid. I watched a good YouTube doco on, well, it wasn't a doco. It was just clips strung together of like ITN coverage of the Falklands and a little bit of, and it was basically almost like a doco in a way. It was really interesting. Man, the Argentinians gave them a real, they woke them up. They really did. I mean, they were sinking ships, and it was pretty full on. I kind of think back in it now, and I think, it was just a bit of a skirmish, But when you see that YouTube video, it's kind of like, bloody hell, the Argentinians were sinking their ships with Exocet missiles and setting ships on fire, and people were dying. It was bloody, I think the Brits thought that they were just going to give up, but they didn't. To start with. 1982. Yeah, so this is 1983. Yeah, thanks. Just before your time, yeah. Yeah, they had a bit of biffo, that's for sure. They certainly did. And the Argentinians didn't give up until the Brits were walking down on Port Arthur, I think it's called. Basically the capital. They had a big fight for that town. Argentinians were sort of dug in, and yeah, it was pretty full on. I think the Brits got a bit of a shock too, when the Argentinians started sinking their ships, and they were worried they were going to sink that bloody carrier they took down there. It woke them up pretty quickly. Do you want the real effect? Here you go. You get the loading sounds with it. I'm going to make a cup of coffee while this loads. Is it finished loading? See it. Oh, see it did. How the hell do I play this? Loading instructions. Take off from the aircraft carrier and fly towards the enemy island. Oh, I wonder what enemy island that could be. Some fictitious island. Probably in the South Atlantic somewhere, I would say. So I guess they probably want to sell this in Argentina. You will then have to speed up your Harrier or it will run out of fuel before getting all the way over the island. Since how does speeding something up make it use less fuel? You'll also have to avoid the guided missile launched by the enemy patrol boat. I wonder what sort of guided missile that might be. You may fly faster, slower, higher or lower, but if you fly too high, you will be detected by enemy jet fighters that will attack you with more guided missiles. Thinking the first Gulf War, was that 89 or early 90s? I can't quite remember that one. You may attempt... Oh, hang on. You will also be under almost constant attack from land-based anti-aircraft fire. At skill level 1, you will be able to fly through most of this flak without damage. But at higher levels, the chance of flak destroying your Harrier will greatly increase. You may attempt to shoot down the enemy planes and land-based weapons with your short-range rocket fire, but if you do so, you will have to immediately dodge out of the way of the explosion or your own plane will be damaged. You may also bomb the enemy artillery as you fly over the island, but be careful to keep enough bombs in reserve to wipe out the enemy base. Having completed your mission, you will have to fly back to your carrier and land before your fuel runs out. At any time during the game, you may eject and abort the mission. If you eject just before your plane is destroyed, then you will receive bonus points for saving your life. This is going to be bad, isn't it? I've got a feeling this is going to be bad. '90 to 91. Desert Shield. Desert Storm, 6 months, 3 weeks and 5 days. No. Right, we've got left and right arrows, slower and faster, higher and lower, up and down. 9 is bomb released, 0 is rocket fire, spacebar eject. Skill level 1, short mission, relatively large amount of fuel, low chance of damage by enemy flak. Skill levels 2 to 5, progressively longer sorties over the island, more fuel and ammunition, greater chance of damage. Watch your airspeed indicator, the bar gauge at the bottom center of your screen. As the skill level increases, it is necessary to maintain higher average speeds, as you will be carrying a greater load of ammunition and your fuel surplus has to be used up to reduce your overall weight. As a rough guide, half to 3/4 maximum speed should be enough to get you safely back to the carrier. More than likely. God. No joystick. That sucks. I don't like the cursor key layout. The cursor key layout is, imagine this, look at your keyboard, 5 is left, 8 is right. So 5 and 8 is left and right, that's easy enough. up and down. Down is 6, up is 7. So that takes a bit to get used to. And you got to do this with like 2 hands, 2 fingers. It's, you know, it's not inverted T like IBM. So this is probably going to go really badly. Well, here we go. Speed up. How do I launch? What did it say? Is anything going to happen? Playing instructions. It doesn't tell you how to take off. Yeah. Well, there we go. Down. Stop. There's our speed. Well, I'll change over to non noise cancellation. Oh, that was bloody good, wasn't it? So what have we got? Bombs. 9 is bombs and 0 is rocket fire. Enter skill level 1 to 5. So do you just have to get up key gets it going, up and down. There we go. Going low. Oh, what the? Oh, the rocket goes with you, up and down with you. Oh my god, bomb. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? It's Scramble. Oh yeah, with a joystick actually this would be kind of cool. Ooh. Oh, they go behind the clouds. Watch out for their exocet missiles. Oh, I thought I bombed. No. Oh, crap. Yeah, the key layout is shocking. That's my excuse. Bloody horrible. You can't remap the keys. Remapping the keys would have been nice, wouldn't it? Oh, I just bombed the carrier. Oh, God. Yeah, I'd say so. I think I got a hit in there. Oh, he must have fired straight away, cancelled my fire, and then fired at me and shot me. I don't know. I think with better controls, I think potentially it's actually be quite a good game. Ooh, that was kamikaze. Yeah, I think you're right there. But I was spamming the fire button as well, but for some reason I got 1500 then. Got 4 hits. Oh, I got him though. Short games. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad. It's the controls. Oh yeah. Come back. Up, down, up, down. How's my damage? Too scared to look. Oof, kamikaze. That is. It's stressful. I'd say that would be really good with user-defined control. I wonder if the joystick does work. Sometimes it maps to cursor keys. No. Nope. Fail. Fail. Maybe that I could, when I get better at programming, I could decompile this game. I mean, how hard would it have been for them to, you know, make the keys redefinable? I've always hated that linear setup on the keys. Horrible. "3D tanks with an X." 3D tanks. New Zealand, box 6457, Auckland. Soft shop. Copying is forbidden under New Zealand law. Offenders will be prosecuted. DK Tronics Limited. Cup's appropriate, isn't it? Right, what have we got here? Loading. Oh, it's a tape naked. Oh, hang on. Type load code. Yeah, so RTFM. I'm not sure if this will work actually, because that didn't sound good. It's a double-sided cassette, so they've actually recorded a second copy on the other side, but it's not sounding too flash. Oh. Seems to be starting there. I might just try side B. Hindman's Bookshop, Dunedin, New Zealand. It's a sticker on the inside of the cassette on the jewel case. Jewel case? Cassette case, or whatever you call it. I'm thinking J card is what I'm thinking of. Now, let's see. Is this any better? That sounds almost the same. No, it doesn't like that. So what this is doing is it's loading bytes directly from the cassette tape and into screen RAM, and then it'll set the color. Once it's filled the bits in, it'll write to color RAM. So pretty much this whole time, all it's doing is loading this to give you something to look at. While the rest of it loads. I mean, you could have had half the program loaded already. I guess you may not even be able to hear this Spectrum loading, can you, over the background music? I'm not sure. Can you hear it now? Tape loading error. Oh, okay. It is kind of registering on the microphone, but maybe it needs to be pointed right down at the specky. Yeah, that's a fail. to try something. I'll point the microphone down. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit further away from the microphone, so I'll just crank up I'll crank the mic up. You might be able to hear some Spectrum stuff. Hold on. Missile defense. See if you can hear it now. Hold on. Can you hear that? Okay. That's not loading either. Oh, that's not loading. Just going to try the other side. I don't normally have too many issues with loading this stuff. I've put the microphone down on the desk. I'm not sure. I won't keep it like this for long because it might pick up loud noises. You can probably hear a lawnmower outside. That doesn't seem to be loading. Just wonder if I need to crank. I wonder if I need to crank up the volume maybe. It is up pretty high already. I don't normally need to change this much, but maybe for this one. It drops there. No. It's not, it doesn't like it. I don't know. It sounds like the tape looks like it's in reasonable condition and it doesn't sound warbly or anything like that. Don't know. Not sure about that one. That's 1983 as well. Automania, Manic Mechanic. New Zealand agent, software supplies. Oh, we dealt with software suppliers like when I was working probably 5 years ago. Christchurch. Ooh, that's horrible, isn't it? That's really high pitched. Oh, the computer's just reset. That's weird. Few issues there. I'll try the other side. Normally don't have too many issues with tape loading. It's normally really reliable. But these tapes, these are secondhand ones I bought years and years ago. And I've never tried them. They could have been dodgy, when I got them. Hopefully it's recorded on the other side. We'll try it. Am I loading it correctly? That's the other question. Does it say? What happened there? That didn't sound right. I'm not sure. Yes, you kind of get used to the cadence of these things. Sometimes they can be a little bit different, but that didn't quite sound right. See, it hasn't loaded the that screen properly. It's corrupt. So this is going to fail. I wonder if they might have tried to have called it Manic Mechanic, because it's called Automania in brackets Manic Mechanic. I wonder whether they got pulled up too close to Manic Miner. It's getting further this time, isn't it? Let's see, instructions. Welcome to the world of Wally Week. Okay, Wally, try and get it right this time. All you have to do is get these car parts from the store. Take them to the assembly area and put them together. Simple, isn't it? If you had bought decent shelving units, things wouldn't have kept falling off, would they, Wally? No, doesn't like it. Not sure what's going on there. And if the gangplanks seem to have a mind of their own, happen it's cause you're a Wally. Wally. If you put things back in their right places, you wouldn't have to jump over them to get what you want. With your flat hat, bare belly, and oversized boots, you really are a Wally, Wally. You as Wally Week have 10 cars to build, each consisting of 6 parts. You will begin in the store area with tyres bouncing around to hit you. I think I might be quite pleased this didn't load, but maybe I should give this side another go. What's going on? It actually says to load to, but I don't think this matters. It's just a label to look for. If you leave it just 2 quotes, it just loads the first thing it comes across. But normally on a commercial tape like this, it would always be the first thing you need to load anyway. You must go to the stock room, identify the parts required, and go up the ladders. See that there's not loading there, that last part. And then if this is corrupt, oh yeah, I mean it's not loading anything. I can explore these games with my Divide IDE at some stage. It's no biggie if these don't load. I've had much success with these though. Punchy. Special instructions for that one. Oh, I think this has been wet. I wonder if some of these have been wet because the instruction booklet is all stuck together. Wouldn't be surprised. Just imagine a whole lot of screeching, and that's pretty much what I'm hearing. It's like crunchy screeching. Not too sure what the baud rate is of these tapes. Let's have a quick look. Got a funny feeling it's like 150. Well, they're saying 1364. Yeah, 150 is way too low. That's more like a speeds, really, isn't it? $1,364 board. Bit higher than 1364 board. Because it depends how many zeros and ones are in the stream. That's interesting. So a stream of pure 0 bits loads at 2046 baud, and a stream of pure 1 bits loads at 1023 baud. A mixed stream with equal numbers of zeros and ones loads at 1364 baud. Real-world Spectrum data tends to have more 0 bits than 1 bits, so the typical baud rate was actually a bit higher than 1364. Can't read the instructions, so would be interesting. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a platformer. This is how we learnt to be patient in the 80s. Oh, there was synthesized speed. I'll put you on non. You might catch some of this, I don't know. Press jump to start the game. Keyboard 7 joystick. Hopefully this joystick is, I'll go level 1, compatible. What the hell is going on? Oh, it's in demo. It's in demo. What's the fire button? Joystick, no support. You are dead. I'm going to have to work out the keyboard commands because the joystick's not working, but you want to hear this. You need to hear this. I'm going to put the microphone down close again. Okay, hopefully you don't get too much background noise, but I'd like to know how to get back so I can select keyboard again. There we go. 6 keyboard. Right, now I have to figure out the keys. Oh yeah. You are dead. Oh. Oh, I see. Can I just walk straight onto it? No, I have to jump onto it. Love it. It's so bad. Oh, I got a score. Oh, that alligator's underneath or something like that. No, I just completely cocked that up. Do it again. What an asshole. I made it. Can I get off without dying though? Oh, yes I can. Piss off. Oh, bloody hell. Well, there you go. There's Punchy. Yeah. Apart from annoying sound, it's probably something that is reasonably playable. But yeah, I'd rather play Manic Miner. I'll always say that though. Right. Abuse you with now. Crazy balloons. It's really professional. Check out the cover. The height of high production, quality production. Crazy balloons. God. This tape doesn't sound good. It's going to fail. Fail. This tape is a bit tight. Oh, notice the write protect tabs are still, as in it's write enabled. Fast forward and rewind this tape. This tape is either that or the batteries are getting a bit tired on the tape deck. That's another possibility. Try the other side. It's actually still, yeah, I think this tape is, I think it's actually been chewed by the look of it. Yeah. Probably not missing much. So it's come with this nice cardboard sleeve though. I mean, that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Cardboard sleeve looks okay. That's a bit more acceptable. Makes you wonder why they didn't just put a J card and, you know, printed like this. It's transversion, joystick compatible, ocean. So this, any spectrum, whether that means, I mean, I guess that just means that it's going to load in 16K of RAM. Ocean software. The J card is substantial. It opens up. I love this. The loading instructions. Loading instructions. Position the cassette in your tape recorder with the printed side upwards and make sure that it's rewound to the beginning. I guess, yeah, fair enough. Type load. Playing. Your mission as captain of the Illimax is to enter the galactic grid and eliminate the alien pods passing over them with your radon field. The Guardians will try to stop you by firing along both axes of the grids with lasers and blasters. As each pod area is cleared, you move to another, and the Guardians become more vicious in the attempts to protect their spawn. On-screen scoring shows current high score, lives left, and grid level. The level determines the points for each pod from 1 to 100. The spirals in each alternate grid are worth 50 points. To lose a life in the spiral garden takes you to the next level. Is this a Kingston or a quick shot? Kingston / let's try keyboard joystick. What the hell am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to fire. Is the fire button working? That's what I'd like to know. Doesn't appear that. Oh, do I just have to eat the dots? Is it a dot eater? Oh, might be a dot eater, right? Oh, Christ. Ooh. Actually got a bit of promise, I think. A new high score. You should hear the music. Okay. It's Not easy. Kind of wondering if they can shoot themselves, shoot each other. Ooh. No, that way. Oh. Oh, you restart again. You're kidding. It's an interesting take on a dot eater, isn't it? It's quite fun. Oh, it's difficult. You wouldn't expect any of these games to be easy, though. Oh, it's pushed it a bit far there. Oh, man, am I going to be able to clear this first level? It's playing a familiar song. I can't pick what the name of it is, though. Hmm. Oh, come on. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Bloody hell. Oh, no. So close. So close. This type of game makes you want to go back, try again. Definitely can't stop like that. No, no, no. Up, up. Oh, no, 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 no. Man, it's stressful. Woo. I kind of wish they could shoot each other. Oh, no, 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 no. Nope. Nope. Oh, set the board. Mhm. Ooh, oh, oh, they're so quick to fire. Man. Oh, bloody hell. Lose, you lose. Oh, yeah, can't do that either. They are moving in a pattern, aren't they? They move one way across the screen till they get to the end and then come back. So there is a bit of a pattern. It's just hard to, got to have eyes in the back of your head. Around too long there. It's definitely got replayability, that's for sure. Definitely makes you want to keep coming back for more. No. No, 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 no. And I kind of wish it would let you progress just, by not resetting the board each time you die. They didn't make games easy back these days, did they? Is that quick fire? No. Oh, yep. Okay. Oh, do it. Come on. One more. One more. One. Oh, God. Right, I can breathe now. Oh, what happened there? Was it a bonus level or something? Mm. That's quite good. I like that. Tough, but that's just the way these games were. Got to get your value for money. Make them too easy, and people just get sick of them and don't buy your games anymore, I guess. Treasure Island. What the hell? Let's have a look at this. This has been damped too, I think. Because the card is stuck together. So I wonder if there's a bit of mould or something potentially on the tapes. Not sure. Treasure. While this loads, I'm just going to take a quick break.
Experience 10,000 years of amazing discoveries as you build your tribe into a great civilization. Will you explore new lands, amass great riches, or conquer all in your path? You choose your favorite form of world domination. Age of Empires.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore, 'cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
The world's #1 selling home computer is now in a family pack, the Commodore 64, plus data cassette and joystick, 4 software programs including Introduction to Basic, a teach-yourself program for the whole family. The Commodore 64 Family Pack, a value of $700 for just $499.
Are you keeping
He's not happy about coming in to say hello. Oh yeah. Still loading, so back in a sec.
Don't sit in that chair. Sorry, Bond. Haven't perfected that yet. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2.
Aren't you astronauts?
Yes, ma'am. We like to compare notes with Stevie on the new space station.
Hi, we're the Pointer Sisters. We need Stevie's help with our new album.
The Amiga computer. What can it do? Well, what do you want it to do? I need some more help.
Mr. O'Neill. Upstairs first door on the left.
Amiga from Commodore, the computer for the creative mind.
Experience the mind unbounded. Amiga, the first personal computer that gives you a creative edge.
It's still loading. I can have a break. I can go for a leak. Say hi to the cat, bring her in for a look, go back out, grab a cold beverage, come back in, and it's still loading. I'm assuming that it finished. Oh yeah. Oh, it's one of these. I wonder if the joystick works. Left, right. Up and down. Yeah. 0% complete. I have no idea how to restart. Oh, something happened. That looks like an SS emblem, doesn't it? Like the German SS. Come on. Wait for a timeout here. I think it's the enter key gets us. Bloody hell. Brutal do you have to be? Got through. Oh my god. Is there a jump button? What's the jump button? Yep. God. Oh, I see. You have to sort of change your stance. So how the hell are you supposed to do this? So hasn't sort of gripped me straight off. It's the hitbox is way bigger than the character, and I mean it's going to be like pixel perfect. And then you change to left, right. So you're supposed to time this. What? Bloody Nora. No, it's too late in the day for that. Bloody hell, that's brutality. Action there, man. I'm gonna run out of things to play. That's totally brutal. I haven't really run out of things to play. I can play Manic Miner. I actually got up through a few levels last time I streamed by save scumming. But let's have a quick look at SPECtrum Mini Office Word Processing Spreadsheet. Hopefully you don't need a bloody degree to work it out. See what Office software looked like back in the day. Yeah, I thought Manic Miner was brutal. Manic Miner's a walk in the park compared to that. I mean, not the later ones, but jeez. I guess. Oh, do you keep loading? Word processor. Oh, your first computer had a tape drive. Welcome along, little mushroom dude. Yeah. That's the setup I've got at the moment. 48K SPECtrum. Oh, TRS-80. So behind me, there's a box up behind those boxes there. About there is a Dick Smith System 80, and that is a TRS-80 clone. So, yeah, it's same processor. This is a Z80 processor as well. Yeah, we don't see many Tandy Radio Shack computers. In fact, I know, like, actually, I probably should. Yeah. So we don't get many Tandy computers here, and in fact, I think SPECtember is a thing, isn't it? Mainly for the Americans, I think, do SPECtember, and that's kind of why I've chosen to do SPECtember, is because you guys, or the Americans who have TRS-80s and that do that, or Tandies, you know, Cocos and whatnot, do SPECtember, and so I decided to do SPECtember. Yes. And I mean, they're kind of similar machines in a way, both Z80 processors, and yeah, so I do that. I thought I was being a bit smart, think, you know, I made it up, you know, but apparently there's a couple of other guys doing SPECtember as well. Totally, it's like we just came up with the same idea, you know what I mean? Who knows, they might have been doing it for years, but this is my first year doing it. And so I thought, yeah, show the old Spectrum off. We've just gone through some games and whatnot, and yeah, basically welcome along. And you know, I just basically do all sorts really. The last 3 months before this month, I've been doing Amiga, and I do a bit with 8-bits and PC, sort of PC, original PC, ATs through to Core 2 Duo is sort of borderline retro, but I mean everything up to that. So yeah, and 8-bits, as I say, all sorts. So break, to go back to these, large letter editing mode, small letter editing mode, print text file, set tab, save text file, verify text, load text, display editing functions, change character set. So that for a word processor. It shows you how much RAM's free, but not 2 words. Get, back to the menu, was it? Oh no. Yeah. Small letter editing mode. Oh, I see. Okay. And you have to. Okay. Print, set the tab, save, verify, load, display editing functions. Display editing functions. Right. There, we've got to go back here. Right. Copy key for use when an editing functions are obtained by pressing Cap Shift with the key indicated. Copy caps lock. Typing speed, copy function, cursor left, cursor down. Legend marker, delete, symbol shift, tab, space, return. Change character set. Change character set. Why? Clear text file. 0. Are you sure? Yep. So, looks like you either have large text or small text, but you can't have both at the same time. How would you like that in your word processor? Okay. Quit. Return. You got to remember this is pre-Microsoft. Pre-Microsoft Word. It's, what was that other one that was like a DOS-based one? Word processor. Trying to remember it now. We used it all the time before Word came along. Anyway, how do you quit? Go, I want to load the spreadsheet now. I guess you just have to pull the power. I don't know. Let's have a look. There's no instructions. Oh, this is interesting. Finalist British Micro Awards. Finalist Microcomputing Finalist British Microcomputing Awards 1985. It's difficult to read because it's that text is wrapped around a little logo. 1985. Don't think I would have been overly impressed with the word processor, although if all you're going to do is type small text and you reckon? Q? No. You destroy the file at the... Yes. Edit. No. It's, I think it's cold boot. It's cold boot time. I think the next program on the tape is the spreadsheet. Oh, it's a database program. You can't hear it, but it's playing a when it does that. Can I show you a System 80? While this is loading, this probably won't take too long. It's actually this will be way too involved. Spreadsheet is actually the one I'm. Oh, side 2. Side 2 is spreadsheet. I can show you a System 80. Oh. You bear with me just a second, because I do need to move some stuff to get to it. It's a big beast. It's a big beast. Yeah, it's a beast. Tell you what. I've got the tape drives missing at the moment because I was having some trouble with the tape drive. So, yeah. Dick Smith. Got another tape drive. You can also use an external. It does support external tape as well. It's just a lot nicer if you can use the internal one. So, yeah. I was actually trying to think of a month where I did Z80 or Z80. You know, if you're from North America, I think you'd pronounce it Z80. Just trying to think of a way to do Z80 stuff. You know, and incorporate Spectrum and the System 80. I've got a few System 80s actually, different types of System 80, and then I was sort of also thinking about incorporating that with Z80 assembly, which I've been doing a little bit of on the Spectrum here, but I couldn't really think of a name, and I thought, SPECtember works quite well, so I'm going sort of full on Spectrum at this stage. But maybe next month when I'm over the Spectrum, I thought you know, I might start digging out some other stuff. I've got this compact computer over here. Swing you around, show you. It's got a an Audigy Sound Blaster sitting on top of it, but yeah, I just picked up this compact Smart Station, it's called, and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Apparently it works, and so that you can see the laptop sitting in there, and it's motorized, so that dock as such is motorized, so it will eject the laptop, you know, mechanically, and when you insert it, it pulls it in and docks it. Kind of cool. The computer works. Apparently the optical drive and the floppy drive and the laptop aren't 100%. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, well, next month I will be doing that. Yeah, so if you want to just keep an eye on the stream next month when I'm finished with the Spectrum, I'm going to that's on the cards, that one there. I'm going to test out that Audigy. That's a this is different to all the other Audigys I've got. It's an SB 1394 with EAX HD and yeah, SB SB 0090. Not sure what condition, it's not tested, but that's another thing I'll do. Thanks very much for the follow. Thank you for the... So yeah, then also no, I haven't done the Oriole Vortex, so that's, I thought about that last night actually. So I'll stream the Oriole Vortex, this, and it's a bit hard to sort of stream the Oriole Vortex and the EAX and stuff because it's, you know, Twitch is only stereo, it's not quadraphonic, but yeah, I've got that, and I've got the MT32 Pi and the Pico Gus and that set up to do yet as well. So yeah, and there's the Amigas. So yeah. Oh, good, thanks. I definitely don't need a power-hungry mother of a thing like that, that's for sure. You can't twist my arm. For some reason, I didn't get notified through Twitch that you followed their little mushroom dude. It's just lucky I had my email open and I saw the email come through. Just looking through, and OBS is not recorded it either. It's a bit weird. Get notified on OBS that you're followed. Not quite sure what's going on there. Anyway, I did catch it. Thanks again for the follow. But yeah, keep an eye out. I do all sorts around here. Sometimes it can be like just programming on the SPECtrum or something like that. You know, I've been doing a little bit of that sort of thing. We can do like really boring as batshit type stuff, like looking at word processors and spreadsheet programs on SPECtrum. But yeah, I'll play some Manic Miner soon, but I'm at a really brutal level in Manic Miner, so it probably won't take long either. Boulder, make a good boulder, wouldn't it? The G5. Yeah, it would do some damage. Make a good offensive weapon, I think, wouldn't it? I'll give you the sound effects. Yeah, yeah. It probably would go right through the roof and then through the floor as well. Database Publications presents spreadsheet. Maybe I should hook a printer up and I could, you know, print some fancy spreadsheets. You wouldn't want to be in a hurry though, would you? Yeah, definitely a dot matrix for sure. Yeah. And shake the desk. Needs to shake the desk and wake the dead. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to be in a hurry, would you? Christ. It's just some of them did, didn't they? Man, this is bigger than the database program. And this and the word processor combined. So I like to see the workflow when you want to switch between your word processor and your spreadsheet. I mean, you wouldn't use this. You wouldn't use this in business, would you? You'd just go out. The amount of time you'd waste. It'd be fine for casual use. Create a file. If you choose no, choose yes though. Number of columns. You get 20 columns max. Do 10 columns. Number of rows, 10. Updating continuously. Whoa. Hold your horses. Far out. 5. Oh my god. It took 3 seconds just to register the enter. Enter. Done. Now, can we... How do you use it? Plus. I think it's an RTFM. I think potentially this came in a little kit, that cassette with a little manual and whatnot, I'm assuming, because it's not intuitive. Print out, no. Some, yes. Enter a file name, no, that's save. Oh crap. Start the tape. Just trying to save the file. I don't know how to use it. There's no instructions here. There's a graphics program after this. I don't care enough. Mini Office 1984. I've been having a wee play with not money banking banks of V drives. So the V Drive ZX, let's run the toolkit. We can do, so if I list the V drives with full stop LV, you get, I've got three, effectively it's like having three micro drives. It's like having three of these lined up. So this is virtual, and there's three of them. I think you can put a maximum of 8 virtual in a bank on here, and then, you know, I'm not sure what the limit is on the Spectrum itself or the interface one, but I've got 3 here at the moment, plus this physical drive, so that's V drive 4. So we've got 1 through 3 there, V drive 4, micro drive 4 there. So I've got two of the micro drives have actually, if you like, they've got cartridges in them, if you like. If you look at them like that, 2 of them, so drive 1 and drive 2 have got cartridges inserted like that. Drive 3 is empty, and drive 4, which is the physical one's obviously got a cartridge in it. So that's kind of the way you think about these virtual micro drives. And so the empty drive there, I can load an image into there, and I can have my 3 populated drives. And at the moment I'm in, you can see it says at the top there, list V drives and bank, and the bank is called coding. And if I do a full stop LB, which is list banks, I've got 3. I've got the V drive, which is the default. I've got one called coding, which we're in now, and one called games. So if I go full stop SB, which is select bank, and change that to games, it's case sensitive, this, by the way. Now it's loaded list V drives. It's loaded the gaming bank. So at the moment I've got 3 drives on that as well, and only one of them has got the save for Manic Miner. It's got the snapshot image of Manic Miner actually, and so if I wanted to, I could go. So I've just list the directory. That's the directory on the card, on the SD card. So I can go CD. Games. This is not case sensitive, and then we'll list that, and that's all the MDR files are basically virtual. So at the moment I've got MMSave 7 mounted, and the thing is, if you're working with just basic programs like programmed in BASIC, you can save anywhere you like. You know, you can choose microdrive. So if I mount maybe MMSave 8, for instance, so if I go load number 2 microdrive with MMSave 9, MMSave 8, it's the V drives again. You can see it's effectively the same as putting a cartridge in called MMSave 8 into the second V drive. And you can catalog those independently, Cat 1, Cat 2. You can save basic programs to any of those cartridges or V drives. But the complicating factor is with the multi-face, where I'm snapshotting the whole machine, it has to go to drive 1. You can't, with the multi-phase, you can't say, I want to save the snapshot to drive 2. There's no option. It just defaults to 1 and that's it. So effectively, I've got to have where I want to do the captures loaded in drive 1. So if we catalog that, it fully emulates the micro drive down to the speed and everything. So I've actually got a save there called MM8, which is my 8th game, 8th level, I think, in Manic Miner. So if I want to do another save, I have to do it to that drive. I've actually only got 42 blocks free. I'm not sure if there's enough to save another image, snapshot image on there, but effectively, so if we look at the second drive, that's just, I've taken the SD card out and I've put it on the computer and I've made a copy of the MDR, so it effectively just copies whatever I chose to copy. It copied it to a new drive, so it's got quite a few saves on there. In fact, what I probably did is just saved Manic Miner 7 disk, put it to 8, and then I cleared the Manic Miner previous saves to leave MM8 on there. So what I could do with this one is I could delete 6 and 7, leaving 8 on there, load 8, and then if I get to level 9, I can snapshot it, save level 9. But I can only do that 3 times total, 3 images total. There's only 10 blocks left on that second one. Anyway, I've got number 8 sitting there and number 1, so I can actually load it. 8. Yes, it is. Took a while to find it. As I say, it does emulate the micro drive, so it's got a loop of tape in it, and if the loop of tape isn't sitting near the start of the program, it'll go virtually right round the whole tape until it finds the start of the program and then loads it. Esau's playing Dune 2. He's playing the DOS version. The Impossible version part 2. Looks like it goes quite well on a PC. It's cool. It's not finding the file. What's that? Let's try just sometimes reboot. I think sometimes if I've loaded the toolkit, even if I knew it, it doesn't seem to. Actually, I should catalog this, make sure I've got that file name right. playing it on a 40 megahertz 486 SLC. Oh yeah, you mean 8. So load start. This is brutal. I'm not quite sure how to do this. Oh, I mean, yeah, no, I need to practice that. Gonna raid you across to Deetsaw. Thanks guys for hanging out. Cheers, Zeon. We'll catch you some stage in the week. Have a good one. Cheers. Oh, I misspelt raid. What a dick. Thanks a lot. Catch us later on. I might practice that next level before I subject you to that.